Hey guys, and welcome back to Clannad. So, I actually started over the game, and I'm going to play up until April 23rd, because the last episode we left off on April 21st. So this is just going to be kind of like a video that I'm editing a lot this time, just to skip over things that we've already seen, go through some things that we haven't seen, and this is right after we had lunch with Kotomi. So, oh, and we also talked to Nagisa because that's all a part of Kotomi's route. So, I remember the girl I met during lunch. What a pitiful girl. She said she felt like Urashima Taro. I wonder what it feels like. I contemplate a bit. Not being in a club means she wouldn't have interacted with any of her juniors. So, okay, he's just talking about Nagisa. So, I'm just going to continue until a part that we haven't seen before. Okay, so he was talking about thinking about Nagisa, I guess, and we just said that we're not gonna worry too much about her right now. So this is what he says to that. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't worried, but I shouldn't worry. She has to do her best from now on. If she does, she'll surely find some new friends at school. Are you listening? To my surprise, I suddenly find Sunahara's face in front of me. Eh? I said, what kind of juice do you want? Uh, sorry, I'll have the katsudon then. I said juice. Well, I'm hungry. I'm hungry too. But as I said, I don't have any money. Chop off your finger, then beg. Please let me have food with this as payment. I'm not going to do anything that crazy for katsudon. Sunahara presses the button on the vending machine. The machine produces merry sounds as it fills the paper cup with juice and ice. Hey, we can endure this longer with carbonic acid in our stomachs. Alright, fine. I waste the rest of my time in school, in the cafeteria. After that, before it gets dark, I head home. Like always, I grab a change of clothes and leave the house, and then we go to Sunahara's place, so I will be right back. Okay, so we are on the 17th, which is 2 days later, and we just skipped class from English grammar, and now we're out in the hallway. So I spent 5 minutes inside the washroom first. I'll head to the old school building. Whoopsie. My bad. Hiding my footsteps, I walk through the hallway. Everyone inside the classroom is listening to some boring lecture. The space right here feels like it belongs to me. There shouldn't be anyone else here besides me. I feel good. Yo! I feel so good. I'm even willing to greet a girl who shouldn't be walking around. Hey, wait a minute. After I shout, I immediately try to lower my voice. Why are you here? It seems that my question is too deep for her. Sorry for asking like that. Anyway, I'll ask you normally now. She nods. Is it your hobby to skip class? She nods again. She's very frank. She's carrying a bunch of brick-like hardcover books. Let's go! She says that to me as if we're having an appointment. Go with her. Being alone is boring, so I'll go with her. The girl walks as if she doesn't mind me. The books she's carrying against her chest don't seem to be heavy. Though there are classrooms having lessons beside us, she doesn't even hide her presence. You wouldn't think that she's skipping class, and it's quite impressive. We arrive in front of the library. There's a note in the front of the door and it says closed. In short, we shouldn't be able to go in. I put my hand on the sliding door and open it sideways. Why are you so surprised? Well, It's really strange. I wonder. Just like in our first meeting, our conversation is slipping off to nowhere. Passing by my side, this girl goes inside. I also go in. There's no change at all. The bookshelves are still aligned properly. The girl is gazing inside with a face that looks like she has met an old friend. She probably really likes it here, but I'd get bored. Well, it's fine, I guess. I murmur a little and turned around smiling. I know we're fellow skippers, but she's unusually overfamiliar with me. And adding to that, I think she spends her time in this sad, distant world. I glance around the library. It's obvious, but there are no other people except us. Do you always come to this place around this time? Most of the time. But if there are lessons which I have to be in, I'm late coming here. The amazing part she doesn't, the amazing part she does here is not attend lesson, but be in the lesson. Like Sunahara and me, it's proof that attendance is the only thing she cares about. Yet, there's something different about her. She doesn't emit that strong, stupid scent that Sunahara and I give off. Stupid scent? I sniff myself. It's all right. At least I don't understand it. It's the same as not minding the smell of your own socks. In other words, it's a meaningless behavior. She's looking at me with curiosity. Don't mind an idiot like me, just do what you like. I answer that as if I don't care about what's going to happen. She puts the book she's carrying on the desk. Please, wait a minute. She rushes over the window. She opens it to let the new air enter. Then she goes inside the librarian's counter and opens the locker to get some cleaning tools. She returns with the mop in hand, then starts sweeping the floor in front of me for some reason. She sweeps the wooden floor with her slender arms with all of her might. I was told to wait, but this is getting me quite bored from standing. I feel like a customer lost inside a shop that's still getting ready to open. I wonder if something will come up if I stay waiting like this. Hot coffee. I try to order something. She stops mopping and looks at me curiously. It seems like she doesn't have any coffee here. Well then, omaraisu, which is omelet rice. Suika, watermelon. Kappa, raincoat. Pineapple. Ruginen, anthropoid. Whatever that is. Nasubi, eggplant. Hey, wait, what in the world is Nanjima? It's the capital city of the Republic of Chad in Africa. Lake Chad is located 100 kilometers northeast of the city. The population is... You don't need to explain. What are we going to do now then? That's what I want to ask myself. Anyway, you can't use Nanjima. Are you a bully? Wrong. We wouldn't be able to continue after that then. Let's stop playing Shiritori and continue sweeping. She nods and moves the mop again. Without anything to do, I grab a nearby chair and sit down. I rest my chin on my hand and watch her sweep. She wipes the floor many, many times. I think dedicating your time here in the library whenever skipping class is good. Though there's the question of whether it's natural to read on the floor. By chance, I see the books she was carrying a while ago piling up on the nearby desk. And just like before, they are technical books stamped with an ownership seal. We are going to check to see if the pages have been cut. I'll check if these pages have been cut as well. I pick up one of the books. Even though I'm looking at the cover, I don't know what kind of book it is because the title is blurred. And I'd bet that even if I read it, I probably wouldn't understand its meaning in one go. I open the book and flip its pages. This is. My eyes focus on something in particular. It transcends the problem of whether or not she cut the pages. The pages are printed in English. It's a foreign book, even more a technical one. Whoa! I quick I quickly closed the book. Anyway, is it normal for our school to have these kinds of books? Hey, can you read English books? She doesn't stop her hand from sweeping as she nods to my question.
書くのはちょっと難しいけど、読むだけなら簡単。
Writing it is a bit difficult, but reading it is simple. I'm really surprised to know that you can actually read these. Hmm? It doesn't look like she's lying or bluffing. To begin with, she wouldn't be carrying these books if she couldn't read them. I wonder if she's a return student from abroad.
お掃除
I'm
できた
done
の。
cleaning.
とっても綺麗でピカピカ。
It's really tidy now. It sparkles. I see, that's good then.
ピカピカだととっても気持ちがいいの。
It makes me feel really good to see this place sparkle. Yeah, that's right.
これなら床に座ってもスカートが汚れないの。
I can now sit on the floor without getting my skirt dirty. Just as I thought. That was her reason.
もうちょっとだけ待っててね。
Please wait a little bit. She runs towards the librarian's seat again. She puts the mop back in the locker and brings back a cushion. It seems as though she hid it inside the librarian's seat. Is she really doing her work properly as a librarian? She even forgot to lock the door during lessons. She places the cushion on the floor. Then, she takes the books she put on the desk and places them on the floor around the cushion. Maybe this means that she wants to be surrounded by her favorite books.
これで完璧なの。
This is perfect! She nods in satisfaction, then starts taking off her indoor shoes.
しゃ
And then, standing on one leg, she takes off her socks one at a time. This is mostly like her own room. She becomes barefoot right in front of me.
この方が気持ちいいの。
It feels good this way. She says that as she smiles like a kid.
ひんやりしてるけど、でもじんわり暖かいの。
It feels cool, but it also feels warm. Her words are contradicting, but I somehow understand what she wants to say. Though we've only just met, this strange girl is doing her best to talk to me. And just beyond her slender legs is a bookshelf packed with dusty books lined up together. It's a surreal yet nostalgic scene.
いっしょ。
All right. Then she sits on the cushion. As I think about how strange she looks sitting on the corner of the cushion, she gazes up at me.
はい。
Here. She dusts off the empty half of the cushion. Are you telling me to sit beside you? She nods. No matter how I think of it, I wouldn't want my body glued next to her, so that request is impossible. No, I'm fine with my chair.
ん
She gazes up at me as if surprised.
一緒に読まない？
Don't you want to read with me? That's pretty much impossible due to various reasons. Sorry, but please read by yourself. Just think that I'm not here.
うん。
She looks at me with a startled face. Well,
うん。
okay. It seems that my words made her feel down. I'll be watching you from here. That's why I add something. With something as simple as that, the girl suddenly breaks into a smile.
うん。
Okay,
見ててくれるだけでいいから。
I'll be fine even if you just watch me. She looks really happy. Does she really like being watched by other people while she reads? In some ways, it's an amazing hobby. I watch her for the time being. She presses her skirt down as she adjusts the way she sits on her cushion. It seems that she has decided on a good position.
じゃあ読むね。
I'm going to read then. Yeah, read to your heart's content. And also, you don't need to read aloud. I add that since I can't bear hearing English being recited. Well,
じゃあこれにするの。
then I guess I'll read this one. She takes a nearby book and opens it in her lap. She flips through the book as she searches for the part she's going to read. She stops on a page and starts reading afterwards. She's quite serious. The text is written horizontally, so it's a bit interesting to see her eyes move left and right as she reads. Nevertheless, I feel that her reading is strangely fast. She's already flipped one page. It's amazing that she's already read 2 pages in just a moment. Hey, will I really watch? Or will I really just watch? She doesn't even respond to my own words. She's really immersed in reading the book. She has completely left me behind. I wonder why, I murmur as I look towards the window. It's quite sunny outside. Even the curtains dazzle with lights. They're probably playing some ball game in the gym. I can hear their cheers from time to time, and also the sound of flipping pages. It's so peaceful. This warm season of April. There isn't anyone in this library room except me and this girl who likes books. If it comes to this, there's only one thing to do. All right, I'm going to sleep. I lay my face on the desk and slowly close my eyes. Where am I? I can hear a sound from somewhere. A sound I haven't heard before. But even still, it's a nostalgic sound. I slowly open my eyes. It's the sound of the bell. I raise my head and look around. It takes me a while to realize that I'm inside the library and not the classroom. How long did I sleep? The girl lifts her face away from the book and peeks at me.
起きた？
Are you awake now? What time is it?
もうお昼。
It's already afternoon. I see. It looks like I slept for a long time.
たくさん
Have you
眠れ
slept
た？
a lot? Yeah,
そうなんだ。
I
よ
see.
かっ
That's
た。
good. Did you read lots of books? She nods.
うん。たくさん読めたの。
Yes, I read many. I see. That's good then.
えっと、
Well,
お弁当食べ
do you
る？
want to eat? That's right. I'm quite hungry. As I say that, she narrows her eyes and smiles.
それじゃあ、半分こして食べるの。
Well then, I'll share half of my lunch with you. Watching that and honestly becoming happy, I'm surprised myself. I wonder if I'm such a positive person. No, I guess I'll turn down your offer. I think my attitude has changed.
Hmm?
She tilts her head and looks at me blankly. Seeing that kind of appearance makes me smile a little. If it were me from if it were me from a bit long before, I wouldn't be positively concerned with a stranger. I wonder if I have really changed.
と、
Well,
本当はお腹いっぱい。
is it because you're full? She says that in a little tone, as if she's hesitating. No, that's not exactly why. I say that and realize she's looking at me. The lunchbox is already out of her pouch handbag, and in the lid of the lunchbox are 2 pairs of chopsticks. The first pair is a childish one painted with red, and the other pair is long and black. Could it be that that's for me? She nods again. I'm really glad about this, but I just don't understand why she'd even go as far as to giving me my own chopsticks. Is she normally this kind to everyone? It doesn't look like it, though. That's right. What's your name?
ん
Is there any need to look so surprised? It's all right if you don't want to tell me your name.
と、
Well, she stops for a while.
ことみ。ひらがな3つで、ことみ。
3 syllables. Kotomi.
呼ぶときは、ことみちゃ
Call
ん。
me Kotomi-chan. It sure is hard to add chan to her name due to her age. At least let me call you by your name without using suffixes. She nods as I say that. I'm Okazaki Tomoya. You can call me any way you like. I stand up and out of my chair as I stretch myself. She stands up too. She then looks straight at me.
ともやくん、
She calls me with that.
ともやくん、ともやくん、ともやくん、
She's repeating it for some reason.
ともやくん、
Why did it turn out to be a question?
ともやくん。
Don't make a pause for no reason. She says it one more time as if she's trying to confirm something.
なんだか不思議な感じ。
I feel strange somehow. She says that as she smiles. I think I should be the one feeling strange, because I'm being watched like I'm some kind of patron. I guess it's fine. This isn't the place for me to be wasting my time. Later then. I'm about to leave, just like that, when I suddenly stop, because the girl is looking at me as if she still has something to say. Are you still going to read? I look back and ask that.
午後からまたここにいるつもり。
I plan to stay here till afternoon. Don't cut up pages today, all right? She looks a little troubled as I say that. Then she gives me an ambiguous smile. See you later then. Okay.
また明日。
See you tomorrow. I leave the library. I go back to the classroom, but Sunahara isn't there. Is he resting for the day? I head towards the school cafeteria. I go up to the counter. As always, it's difficult to approach the area where they sell food. I guess it's more crowded than usual. Okay, we've already seen this part, guys, so I'm gonna skip over this. Alright, so, after Sunahara got dragged out by the rugby player and we dealt with the teacher by just kind of walking away, we are now skipping class and we're gonna go to the library. So here we go. I think I'll go to the library. This reminds me of the girl who was sitting comfortably on the floor. Did she say her name was Kotomi? Yesterday, she said she has plans to read lots of books in the afternoon. She might be there even now. As I'm about to turn a corner, I notice that someone's walking down the hallway. Rather than the sound of slippers, it's the sound of indoor shoes. It isn't a teacher, but a student. There's not much on this floor. It's just the library and all those empty rooms. And also a single person who comes to the library during classes. We're gonna frighten him! I decided to frighten him. Ahem. Ah! Ah! I clear my throat in preparation. I trot silently towards those carefree footsteps that don't have an idea of what's going to happen. Ready? Hey, what the hell are you doing walking around during lessons?
すみません。腹が痛くて頭も変で保健室が道に迷ってそれで。
Sorry, my stomach hurts and my head feels weird, but I got lost on my way to the clinic. The idiot is here. Man, you apologize too quickly when you're in trouble.
岡崎ってお前なんてことするんだよ。
What the hell are you doing? Sorry, I mistook you for someone.
誰と間違ったんだよ。
And who could that someone be?
この学校で授業サボるやつなんか僕と岡崎以外いないじゃんよ。
There isn't anyone in this school who skips lessons other than Okazaki and me. Not within this area, though.
は？
Have you tried going inside the library here?
図書室？そんなのあったっけ？
Is there such a thing here? You really are stupid. You are one stupid pupil here in this school.
あんたにだけは言われたくないけどね。
You're the only one I don't want to hear that from. Two fools speaking ill of each other. It's very sour. Anyway, there's a library here that you haven't seen before, and inside is a mysterious yet beautiful girl reading some hard-to-understand books. If you talk to her, she'll give you a cut piece of paper. She will also share her lunchbox with you. When I actually try putting it into words, I suddenly realize that it must all be a lie. I don't think anything like that can happen in reality. Did I really meet such a girl? Sunahara timidly responds to me.
僕にも紹介してください。
Introduce me to her! As always, he believes everything I say. Well, try going inside. If you're lucky, you might meet her. I point at the library as I say that. Sunahara looks at the library entrance door with a face showing a clear motive. Then he asks me something.
閉室中ってなってる。
Even though it says closed? Even still, she's in there, and it's mysterious.
本当に美少女なんだよね。
She's really beautiful, right? By all means.
一人で本読んでるんだよね。
She's reading books all alone, right? Perhaps.
よ
All right. He leaves in high spirits.
僕が今外の世界に連れ出してあげるからね。
I'll bring her out and let her see the outside world. He opens the sliding door and goes inside the library. I have plenty of time myself, so I'll wait for him. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. There's nothing happening. 5 minutes have passed. I begin to hear some unusual sounds inside of the library. Is he running amok? Or has he lost his patience and started attacking? Or probably rampaging for revenge because there's no one there. Anyway, I guess I should go and check it for myself. Sunahara finally appears as I'm thinking these things. Closing the door behind him, he takes a deep breath. He looks somewhat tired, and of course, he didn't manage to take anyone outside. She's not inside? I ask him that.
いや、いました。
No, she was there. Did you get a cut-off piece of paper?
完
She
璧に無視されました。
totally ignored me. He accumulates all of his strength just to say that.
話しかけても口説いても本読んでるだけで一切反応しやがりませんでし
I
た。
tried flirting with her too, but she didn't respond and just kept on reading. Maybe your presence is too weak?
そんなんじゃないです。他にもいろいろやってみたし。
It isn't like that. I tried various things too.
その辺の本、片っ端から床に落としてみた。
I dropped books all around her. So that noise before was because of that.
しまいには本棚ごと押し倒してやろうかと思ったけど、床から動かなかったし。
Finally, I thought about pushing down the bookshelves, but she didn't even move from the floor. You might have been really annoying.
そう
Damn.
何者っすか
Who the hell is that girl? I don't really know either, though. For sure, I don't really know her. The only thing I know is... She said her name is Kotomi.
ことみ
His eyebrows shift as he says that.
そう
I
か。
see.
あいつが一ノ瀬ことみってわけだ、ね。
She's Ichinose Kotomi then. He mutters annoyingly. You know her?
有名人でしょ
Isn't she famous? Though he says so, I have no idea.
模試のランク表、見たことあるっしょ必ずトップに名前があるじゃん。
Didn't we see it on the top ranking chart of the mock examinations? Her name is certainly at the top. Ranking chart? What's that?
学校一ダメな生徒だね。お前
You really are a no good student in this school. You're the only person I don't want to hear that from.
その言葉そっくりそのままてめえに返します。
I'm returning all those words you said to me. I'll also be giving it back to you with a pink ribbon attached.
とにかく特別小学生だよ。一ノ瀬ことみってのは。
Anyway, Ichinose Kotomi is a special scholar student here. The same as you, right?
僕はスポーツ推薦。あっちは成績優秀者だよ。一緒にしないでほしいね。
I got recommended through sports, but she got here through her academic excellency. Don't compare me to her. I don't really understand, but Tsunahara is fussing about it seems.
しかも全教科10位から落ちたことがないってガリ勉女だからね。ま、僕の趣味とは違うね。
Moreover, her exams never drop from the top 10, as she's a hard-working girl. Well, my hobbies are different. Words like hobbies and hard work aren't there in your vocabulary, and they'll never be. Top 10 in the school? That's nothing.
甘いね。全国模試でだよ。
You're naive. That's nationwide. Nationwide? In short, she's always at the top 10 in the list of people who are going to a university. I didn't even imagine it. It's a fearful world.
うちの学校じゃレベル低すぎるから、授業を免除で勝手に自習してるって話さ。
She's completely beyond our level. She's exempted from lessons since she can study by herself. Exempted from lessons? What's that?
出席日数さえ足りてれば、何やっても多めに見るってことだ
I'm
よ。
saying that she can do anything, even if her attendance is low.
噂だと部活にも入ってないし、クラスでもろくに話さないらしいしね。
Rumors say she's not in any club, and she doesn't seem to talk much in class. He explains it to me in a depressing manner. For sure, I thought it was weird that she'd just be a class skipper, bringing along some technical books written in foreign language and reading it easily. There's no way she's not smart. Her lessons which I have to be in has a completely different meaning from mine.
ま、僕らとは別の世界の住人ってことですな。
Well, she lives in a different world from us, huh? Sunahara turns away from me as he says that.
他に用がないなら行くけど。
If you have nothing more, or if you have nothing to say anymore, I'll be going. Our homeroom teacher is searching for you. It seems he set his eye on you lately.
そっちこそ気をつけた方がいいんじゃないの？
I could say the same I could say the same for you. Don't you think you should be careful too? That's a big help.
お前もね。
You too. Putting my hands in my pockets, I watch Sunahara's back disappear from the corridor. I don't really have any place to go. I'm probably the same as him. I sigh. Skipping class to walk around, this makes me think that I'm a worthless person. I think about what Sunahara said to me. A prodigy that's always at the top 10 of national exams. She's getting some special treatment because of her academic excellency. I can't think of having anything in common with such a person. Should I go back to the classroom? I slowly walk. I turn my head and look at the library's entrance door once more. Let's go inside the library. I'll be in trouble if I go back now, but I walk towards the library. There's a note saying closed, but the door is surely open. I'm struck by the smell of dust and paper. The room was where no one is supposed to be. The window curtains flutter, and there's a girl there, being exposed by the sun. She's comfortably sitting on the floor, barefooted, and she's reading some book just like yesterday. Somehow, I feel relieved just seeing her. And as always, she's surrounded by neatly placed books, and books that are scattered all around. Probably because of Sunahara. She sure has a tremendous concentration if she didn't even notice this. Or, she knew about it, and all she could think of was to ignore Sunahara purposely. I pity him. But it seems like I'm being ignored as well today. Hey! I try to approach and call her. No response. I've come. Don't you notice me? And of course, no response. Hey, say something! She flips the page with her slender finger. I'm completely ignored. Ugh. I watch her for a while. I look at her point-blank range. Yet she still continues reading. Her eyes are moving up and down, so it must be written vertically. Still, the way she reads the book so quickly is strange. Reading like that, is the content really entering her brain? She flips another page. Hey, am I really just going to watch you? Of course, she still ignores me, even with my Tsukimo uh Tsukomi line. What should I do? Let's say her name. I'll say her name. I move my face closer to her ear. I can smell the scent of shampoo on her hair. Then I say it in a whisper. Hey, Kotomi. She doesn't respond. Kotomi, Kotomi, Kotomi. I try repeating it. Still no response. Kotomi? I say it in the form of a question, but the result is the same. If that's the case. This is the last card. Kotomi-chan. I gather all my strength just to say that. And at that moment, her hand stops as she's about to flip another page. She lifts her face away from the book, and she looks at me as if she's just awoken from a dream.
ともやくん、
She smiles as if she's really happy. Wait a minute, how come you only responded when I call you that? She looks like she's the one surprised.
今日はちょっと遅いんだ。
You're a little late today. You're very much late in noticing me too.
ん
She surveys the surroundings as she notices something isn't right.
あれ
She looks at the library books that are scattered around.
あれれ
She looks at me.
はあご本を粗末に扱ったらダメ。
You should handle books with care. She says that to me like a mother lecturing her child. She stands up and begins returning the scattered books to the shelves. Well, I didn't do it. I realize that I'm trying to explain myself. You were also cutting some pages, though.
これはここ。これはこっち。
This one goes here, And this one will be here. She isn't listening. She carefully picks them up and puts them in the shelves one by one. It can't be helped, so I give her a hand. All right. I pick one and put it inside a not so full shelf.
それ、そこじゃないの。
That's not in that category. Then she points somewhere.
こっち。
Here. She accidentally touches my hand as she points to the proper place.
あ、
She quickly pulls her hand back. She looks at her fingertip as if it were scalded. She's acting really innocently. I realize that it's the first time I've seen her act girly. Besides, I couldn't even help much in sorting out the books. I just watch her silently. She bends her knees to gather the books on the floor. It seems she knows what kind of book she's holding just by looking at the front cover. She gently pushes the books to their places without making a sound. I can see that she handles the books as if they're really important to her. I wonder, do I have some precious things to care for?
ともやくん、ご本、好き？
Tomoya-kun, do you like books? She asks that as she looks at me. I don't like them. I don't read a lot these days.
そうなんだ。
I see. She looks a little disappointed as she says that. There was a time when I liked reading books too, though. It's because I thought that if I found the word inside my heart, or words inside my heart, they might have changed me. Then I got tired right away. There were some books I bought at the time, and they still remain in my room collecting dust. You like books, right?
うん。大好き。
Yep, I really like them. Don't you get bored just reading?
ん？
Do you know the meaning of going out sometimes to play with someone? My words don't really have a deep meaning to them. It's just that I'm planning to waste time by speaking to her.
もう。
She becomes silent. I remember Sunahara's words. She's completely beyond our level. She's exempted from lessons since she can study by herself. She wouldn't get blamed by anyone for not attending lessons, since she can do whatever she wants and still pass any university class. It's weird if I say so as well, but something feels quite different. Well, you see, you always bring books, right? I change the topic instinctively as I open my mouth. Don't you read the books here?
ううん。
That's not really why.
ここにあるご本も大好きだけど、
I really like the books here, but
全部読んじゃったか
I
ら。
already read them all. She replies calmly. I try surveying the whole library. From the window to the center of the library and to the high and well-organized bookshelves, you can see all sorts of books packed together. You probably wouldn't be surprised if you compare it to a big library. But even still, I think there are like tens of thousands of books here. There's no way she's read all of them. If you're joking, you should say it skillfully.
うん。
Why is she reacting like that? I watch her with an amazed face as she puts the last book in its shelf.
これで全部元通り。
Now they're back in their original places.
みんな仲良く並んでいると、とっても幸せそ
They
う。
look happy lining up with their friends. It seems I've heard this line somewhere before.
やい、しょった。
She sits on her cushion. When I think she's about to reach out to some book, she looks straight at me.
お弁当食べ
Do you
る？
want to eat? Why does it come to this? It's already afternoon, right?
Hmm?
Well, you can also eat whether or not it's afternoon, though. I somehow make an excuse. She takes the usual lunchbox from her pouch handbag and opens the lid.
はい。
Here. Yeah, I accept it as a result.
今日はね、ちょっとだけ洋風なの。
I made it a little in the Western style today.
自信作は鶏つくねのベーコン巻き、
I have confidence in my chicken bacon roll,
卵焼き、ちょっと焼きすぎちゃったかも。
but I might have overcooked the omelet.
ご飯ピラフにしたの。ちょっと硬いかもしれないけ
The
ど、
rice pilaf might also be a bit overcooked. She tries her hardest to explain. She points to the contents of her small lunchbox one by one. The bacon and the omelet, the pilaf, they're all inside the beautiful lunchbox.
ん？
You saved them all for me? She nods as usual.
私はお腹いっぱいだから。
Because I was full. She smiles as she tilts her head. This half-eaten lunchbox wouldn't fill my stomach, and I somehow don't know why I came here today too. I know that there's something grating in between my heart. It feels like I'm engulfed in the comfort of a familiar clothing that has thorns of faint guilt. If I put my impression of her into words, that's my feeling. I just can't leave it as it is. Well, I scratch my head. You'll get misunderstood if you're too kind to strangers. I think about preaching to her, but I change my mind, because she's looking at me with uneasy eyes as she waits for my reply. I'll take some then.
うん。
Okay.
これ、ともやくんのお箸。
These are your chopsticks, Tomoya-kun? Yeah. I receive a pair of black chopsticks. I pick up the chicken bacon that she's offered to me and put it in my mouth. Mmm, it's quite good. And then the omelet, and after that the pilaf. Just as she said, it was overcooked, but I think she's used to cooking, and it does have a nice taste.
おいしい？
Is it delicious? Kind of.
よかった。
I'm glad. Then she smiles as if she's relieved. She really does look happy. I stuff the other food inside my mouth as she watches me. I'm thinking as I eat. Really now, I wonder, who is this girl? Makes me think, I wonder why did I come to see her? The lunchbox is really not enough. I soon finish eating all of it. That was delicious. I hand her the empty lunchbox and the chopsticks. I'm really grateful. Those words come out naturally.
と、
Well, she lets out a small voice as she hesitates to say something.
あ、お茶買っておくの忘れちゃった。
I forgot to buy tea.
私、買ってく
I'll
る。
go buy some. Wait. I quickly stop her from leaving. There's only 10 minutes before lessons end, as I look at the wall clock. She's different to an official class skipper, and I'm in the middle of searching for Sunahara. I think I should return, or they'll mark my attendance as absent. I don't have time, so I'll be going. I stand up, and she also does the same, as if I fished her out of her cushion. She stays still, as if she's as if she's waiting for me to say something. If I didn't come, she probably would have been waiting the whole time. Together with her half-eaten lunchbox, surrounded by books that don't speak. That's what I feel. Hey,
ん？
I'll be eating here next week as well. I'll bring some bread with me. That's why you should eat all of your box lunch. If you don't, your body will weaken. The girl is looking at me with her usual blank expression. Even still, it seems that all of my words went into her head. And then she nods.
うん、
Okay,
うん。そうする。
okay, that's what I'll do.
でも、
But
私のお弁当も食べてくれると嬉しいの。
I'll also be happy if you eat my box lunch. Saying that, she narrows her eyes and looks at me. Yeah, I got it. We'll share it together with my bread.
半分こ。
Share.
うん。半分こ。
Yep, we'll share it. She smiles like a kid as she repeats it. I feel like wanting to relax, but I don't really have time now. See you then. I turn around and immediately head to the door. As I'm about to open the wooden sliding door,
ともやくん、
she suddenly calls me. I've never heard her sound so serious up until now. What is it? I turn around and look at her. She doesn't reply. She slowly turns to face me and arranges her slender feet. She stands in front and gazes at me as if she's in doubt. And then she says it.
おとといはうさぎを見たの。
Day before yesterday, I saw a rabbit.
昨日は鹿。今日はあなた。
And yesterday a deer. And today, you. Huh? I really don't understand what she's talking about. Is it some line from some drama? It's something I've never heard before. What's that?
えーっと、
Well,
なんでもないの。
It's nothing. She gives me a smile. It's somewhat awkward, though. It feels like she was a magician who had failed at her specialty.
また明
See
日。
you tomorrow. And in the end, she gives her usual farewell. Yeah, I wave at her slightly and then close the library door. Without delay, I start running. In this empty hallway, the only thing that echoes is the sound of my footsteps. The afternoon light coming from the window is completely illuminating this place like the bottom of the sea. As I notice it, I stop. Kotomi-chan. I mutter that to myself. It's drawing something to me. A feeling of guilt that will never go away. Even though I feel comfortable there, for some reason, I want to stay away from that place. Even on our first meeting, I also felt the same. Realizing that there seems to be a question mark appearing over my head, I suddenly spring forward. I shouldn't be spacing out in this sort of place. I begin to run faster. It's already after school, yet Sunahara hasn't come back. Oh, okay. I think this is, oh, maybe not. Actually, yeah, it is. Okay. So, this is where we're gonna leave off, guys. Because I've already been recording this for a little over an hour now. And we're only at April 18th, and we're gonna be going to April 19th really, really soon. So, we're gonna continue off in the next episode. So if you did like this episode of me basically restarting this entire thing, please give it a big thumbs up down below. And I'm sorry that I had to, but I realized that I messed up really badly, and that was why we weren't talking to Kotomi. So if you haven't already, subscribe to become part of the legacy today as well. And I will see you guys in the next video. So bye bye!